Hi and welcome. We're going to talk about how to do this exercise today called Dog, Goose, Corn. And it's an exercise to get you working in groups. It's also an opportunity for us to work on the digital elements that we're going to be working on as we work in groups. And it's also going to get you a chance to see how you problem solve is very similar to the scientific method. So you don't use the scientific method as a scientist would in terms of identifying every single step along the way, but you do use many of the steps in the scientific method to solve the problems that you face. So here is the general idea. There is a riverbank, okay? And on one side of the riverbank, we have a goose, and we have a dog, and we have a bag of corn, okay? The goal as the farmer is you have a boat. You love my drawing there. And you want to get everything over to the other side, but you can only take one item at a time. So if you were to take the corn over first, if at any point the dog and the goose are left alone, the dog, if I can pick this up, will eat the goose, okay? Likewise, if the goose and the corn are at any time left alone, the goose is going to eat the corn. And that could go on either side. So if you wind up with the dog and the goose on one side by itself while you come over to get the corn, the dog is going to eat the goose. So the goal for you, the farmer, is to come up with a process by which all three, the dog, the goose, and the corn, get moved from one side of the river to the other. And you have to have all three. And by the way, you can't come up with different creative strategies. So you can't say, oh, I'm going to throw the corn over, or I'll have the goose swim while I'm in the boat. It's none of that, okay? So I know in real life you would probably come up with some creative strategies, but the reality is for this exercise, it has to go in the boat, and only is the farmer, you, plus one item each time. And you can make as many trips as you want, okay? So you can't be creative with different ways to solve it, but in terms of the order that you bring these across, you can be creative. And what's important to note is as you work with your group to solve this, you want to make sure that you fill out the worksheet, okay? So the worksheet that's accompanied to this, that's the actual assignment. Every single one of you will put your name on that and turn that in, okay? It's a Google slide, so you just create text boxes and you put your answers in those text boxes.